Okay, Brian, obviously we had the huge opening of the San Pedro Creek, what's been referred to as the second Riverwalk. And that is going to be the defining moment of the tricentennial, much like the Tower of the Americas was the defining moment of Hemisphere 50 years ago. What was your impression about the impact that that project made and will make?
Well, I went down to visit it this weekend, and I thought it was beautifully done. I thought I'm excited about it. It's a great place. But I was taken aback when I saw some children and even some adults swimming in the creek. And I just know from reporting in San Antonio that you don't swim in the San Antonio River because the E. coli levels are too high. And I said, well, was the creek different? I thought maybe this giant waterfall maybe filtered out all the E. coli, something. Turns out it's not the best water to swim in. They say you can wade in it, but don't swim.
Yeah, it's E. coli ridden unless proven otherwise.
So just don't get any of that water into your mouth. If you want to wash your hands. I think it'll be nice to go down there and kind of cool off in the summertime, put your feet in. But I wouldn't let your kids splash around in there too much.
And Greg, the Current covers a lot of the art scene. This is obviously not a commercial venue. This is an artistic and historical venue.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, it'll be really interesting to see what happens with this area over time. I mean, is it going to attract the kind of a development that the Museum Reach did, and that the Current? I mean, sorry, we're actually along the Museum Reach, so that's. Hence the Current. I meant the Pearl. I mean, the Pearl has been in existence for what?
About 15 years.
Yeah, 12 years. And I mean, the amount of ancillary development, all the apartment buildings and restaurants and businesses going up around, it's really remarkable. And I'm just going to be really curious to see what happens, if anything similar happens along San Pedro Creek.
And Joey, Texas Public Radio is going to be moving not far from the new San Pedro Creek waterway. Do you see this as being the renaissance of the frequently forgotten west side of San Antonio's downtown? We also have the new president of UTSA vowing to have dormitories and 15,000 students at the downtown campus. Is this the time for the west side of downtown to shine?
I think it is. I've lived in San Antonio just about my entire life, and there has just been this big boom of development, more people going back into downtown, living downtown, going into the nightlife in downtown, all within the last 10 years or so. And there have been multiple attempts to try to revive the Alameda Theater. There was a stage house built built behind the theater where TPR is going to move its headquarters into. Beyond that, I can't really say too much because I can't be the spokesman for TPR, of course. But based on the drawings that we've seen and all the revitalization and some of the really beautiful art and the setup out there outside of where TPR will be, along Commerce Street, along Houston Street, I think that it really is going to be a revitalization for that part of downtown. And
both the Express News and the Current are near downtown. Why is it important for the citizen who lives in Stone Oak or someplace? Why should we care about what happens downtown?
You want to take that one, Greg?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I happen to believe that a vibrant downtown it should speak to the entire city. I mean, it is, a good, healthy downtown should be a place where everybody, feels comfortable, commuting at over the weekend, to go to a nice restaurant, catch a show, just kind of rub elbows with the rest of the city. I mean, I think that's the best you could hope for out of the downtown.
And it's the heart too, because when visitors come, most of the time they're going to be downtown. When the convention is here, they're going to be downtown. So when you have a nice downtown area, it leaves a good impression for visitors that are coming in and say, they can go back, oh yeah, we went to the Riverwalk, because that's the most talked about destination in Texas. And then also, people will now see San Pedro Creek, and hopefully they could end up talking about that too when they go back home. So downtowns are meant to be these areas where visitors come in and just absorb the feeling and culture of a city.
Brian?
Sure, I agree with everything they said. It's just a good downtown is a unifying force for any city that brings everyone together.
Do we have a good downtown? Is it a good downtown, or is it in the process of becoming one?
Well, I think our downtown hasn't really changed that much over the last. I mean, our downtown retains a lot of character, I think, is what I mean to say, in a good way. There aren't too many glittering, skyscrapers. It hasn't been made to look like any other big city. So I think that it's a good downtown in that respect. It's also an ambitious downtown. So yeah, I think it's
It'll be
The Frost Bank building coming up, I think
Right,
it's going
right.
to once again do wonders for that part of downtown. Well, thank you all for joining us as the conversation continues. It's good to talk to all of you, and hopefully we'll be able to talk again. Thank you.
Thank you.